You guys hear that? You guys hear that ticking from that pocket watch? It's like the loudest 120-year-old thing I've ever seen in my life. That's insane. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I have to like take it out of the room, which I guess is not a hugely desirable quality, but hey, there we go. I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about Undone watches. So it did the rounds on YouTube a little while ago. People shilling out to push Undone watches, and you know, a couple of the big YouTube channels were even doing, I think, TGV, all that sort of stuff, and then you kind of don't hear anything about them anymore. Even Archie Luxury threw in his 2 cents in that. But Undone watches, basically, for those who don't know, the concept behind them is you customize a watch. They have a little design area on their website. You can go through and pick dials, you know, the strap, the bezel, the color, the case, the materials in some circumstances, or yada yada, all that sort of stuff. And they put either quartz, mega quartz, or mechanical movement, depending on the model, inside the watch, and you know, you can write on the dial, all that sort of stuff. And it's not that expensive. I think their most expensive pieces are probably around about the $700 US mark, and that's for all of the options. You can get things Cerakoted, you can have, you know, there's quite a, I will give them this, there's quite a number of options there. And they are constantly updating their website and expanding their range. So I thought I'd say to myself, look, I haven't heard anything about this brand for a while. What's going on with them? Where have they gone? What's happened? And so I thought I'd actually take you guys on a journey with me here as I ordered and built an Undone watch. For those who don't know, I went pretty much as ridiculous as you possibly could with this. I was always going to. You give me the option to customize something, I'm going to make it a little bit outlandish. That's just happening. Speaking of which, wristwatch check at the moment, Frank Muller Vanguard, titanium rose gold, big extra watch. That's my sort of taste in watches. I don't have a middle ground. I'm either way up that end or really, really conservative, no date sub kind of territory. So I went with something a little bit outrageous, but I did order my Undone watch and it has arrived. I have got it here. It does come in a little case here, but I will share the whole unboxing and review a little bit more of a close-up with you guys. However, what I did want to say is that this watch actually has been coming for a little while, and it got lost in the post. Now, when I say that, it made it from Undone to where I live, the country I live at least, maybe even the state, or maybe even close to my house, and then the Australia Post lost it. I went back and forth with Australia Post. I went out to warehouses. I did all this sort of garbage that they told me to do. They kept going and going and going. And they eventually basically just told me, hey, tough shit, you've lost your package, nothing we can do. So I sort of went to Undone and said, look, you know, I know this isn't your fault. Is there anything that you can do, chase up on your end, possibly to give Australia Post a little bit of a, you know, kick in the pants to actually get this done? And rather than saying no, and which is totally within their rights to be like, look, sorry, sir, we can't really help you. Instead, they said, hey, and I've got the emails, they said, hey, no one should be without the watch that they ordered. That really sucks. We'll make you up a completely brand new one and send it out to a different address of your choice. No charge. And if nothing else, that has endeared the company to me, regardless of what you hear from all of the paid promotions from a little while ago, about 12 months ago, anything else you hear, at least these people are nice people. So now that I've got that little story of a little bit of good consumer experience there off my chest, let's have a look. Okay, guys, we're back with the unboxing for the Undone, and I ordered the Aqua, which is their water-resistant diver model. Now, I'm going to take this out. I will admit to taking this out before. I have already worn it and had a little bit of a look. I've set it up to the correct time and everything like that. But that is the watch there we're looking at. It is the Aqua with the white alligator strap, Cerakoted in white, with the glass loomed bezel and the fully luminescent white dial, and the custom print on the dial that says fan. Just a little touch there I threw in because, as I said, I wanted to put all the bells and whistles, all the options. I wanted to look at them. just to give you guys the idea of how the quality came out. And because it's kind of like a ghost sort of thing, Phantom seemed appropriate. And it was the maximum number of letters they let you. So once again, pushing everything to the limit it should be. So let's have a take of, let's take this one out here. As you can imagine, the casing, just for the price point, is actually fairly rudimentary. It does the job. You're not going to keep it in this case unless this is your only watch case. I do notice it has an extra part in there just in case you do order a strap, which they give you an option of, at the checkout, adding a strap to the order. So I'll put that over there for the time being. But here's the main event, okay? Now, the first thing immediately that I noticed about this is the actual thickness of the case. This is a monstrously thick case. Look, I've got an 8-inch wrist. There's not a huge amount of watches that I look at and go, you know, holy crap, this is gonna wear like an absolute beast on my wrist. But this sits high and it is quite narrow across for how high it is. It's 21 millimeters thick. That is chonk. That's a fucking big watch. Also, it is 43 millimeters across, which you may think, hey, you know, that's a lard on the sort of getting towards the oversized level for watches, but it wears a lot smaller purely because the lugs are quite short and stubby there and downturned, just that ever so slight bit. And because it's so thick, it just lends itself to being, you know, just a little bit top heavy as it was. So, you know, that is something that I, you know, don't really look for in watches. But, you know, at a watch at this price point, to get the water resistance that they wanted for it, 200 meters with the display back, which I have here, and 300 without, it's excusable at this price point. But just a heads up, if you do want this model, it's a big boy. A big boy. Now, I did go for the skeletonized arrow style hands there. There is the option for Mercedes hands as well. I went for the lollipop seconds hand. There is an option for a straight second hand. You can get a no date version, but I put the Cyclops eye here just to see once again how it goes. And you guys can see there, it's actually doing quite a good job. The alligator, white alligator leather here, this is, it's once again very thick. Everything on this watch is thick. Thick with 2 C's, centimeters squared, baby. This is a bloody thick watch. But it's very, very substantial. Even the securing loop here is very, very substantial. The stitching is pretty rudimentary, but done well. And this, the clasp is also Cerakoted with the Undone logo. I'm not sure if you can quite see that there, embossed into the clasp. Now, it's got 24 millimeter lugs, lug width, I'm pretty sure. They do sell straps, accessory straps on their website, and they do have a quick release for the straps, you can see there, so it's quite easy to interchange. Now, the display case back here, once again, just something I wanted to get and just see exactly how it turned out. You can see all the sort of gap there. The movement's not, you know, sized completely for the case, as you wouldn't expect on a watch of this price point, but it, you know, it's not done poorly. The difference in thickness between the display case and the solid case back is nothing. So, you know, you couldn't size this one down a little bit just for the lack of display case. But it's got a rudimentary Solida movement in there. It's nothing special. As you know, as I said, it's not for this price point and for the customization. You're not buying it for in-house movements and high complications. So, overall, though, I must say, especially the PVD coating has come out really, really well. Sorry, not PVD, Cerakoted. So it's actually sort of heated and fired. I'm used to PVD coating, but it's Cerakote, and it's really quite well done. The bezel action, I'll let you hear, is not bad. It's not too chunky. It's not too fluid. Unidirectional bezel there. What I will say is that the loom of the bezel is quite pronounced, and the loom of the dial you have to really be in low light to see. I will give you guys a little bit of a look at that at the end here, because it actually is pretty cool the way that the entire thing is loomed. Overall, I'd have to say, in terms of the experience that I got customer service wise, bang for buck for the quality of product that you got, the customization option, and the fun of the whole experience, which is a big factor as well. I mean, I can't fault it.
So this is not a paid promotion, as I mentioned at the start. This is no bullshit. This is just my sheer experience wanting to see, what happened to this company that was being shilled by all the watch YouTubers at one point. And well, here it is in all of its glory. And I got to say, I'm pretty impressed. Oh, son, that is a fat loom shot right there. That's not bad at all.